Most traders lose money not because of bad entries, no, but because of bad timing. The market doesn't just move randomly. It moves when substantial amount of money enters the market. And if you're trading at the wrong time of day, you're not trading with the market, you're trading against it. There's a popular saying that the trend is your friend. Now, in this video, I'll break down the four major forex sessions: the Sydney, the Tokyo, the London, and the New York session. And I'll show you exactly when the smart money is active and when you should stay out of the market. Welcome to Vida FX, where we'll make trading easy and simple for beginners. And this is what you'll be learning in this video. You're going to be learning which session is best for your trading style. You're going to be learning when volatility spikes, exactly when to avoid the market, and the different trading sessions. Now, if you want to trade like the top 1%, you need to understand time, not just price, because the forex runs 24 hours, but not every hour is worth trading. Each session has its own personality, behavior, and opportunities, and knowing this is already getting you ahead of a lot of traders. Let's get right into it without further ado. What are trading sessions? Forex is a decentralized global market, so it follows the opening hours of major financial centers. There are four key sessions, and that is the Sydney session, the Tokyo session, the London session, and the New York session. And each one brings different liquidity, different volatility, and different behavior. And this right here is what separates random traders from strategic traders. Now, let's get to the very first one on our list, and that is the Sydney session. The Sydney session is also the market opener, and it usually runs from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. GMT time. This is where the market opens officially for the week. And the characteristics of what to expect in this market is very low volatility, slow price movement, and it often sets the tone for the Asian session. And some of the best pairs to trade in this session are the Australian dollar against the US dollar, the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. And what's really happening here is that this session is like the market warming up. It's just waking up after a long weekend. So liquidity starts building, but there's no real aggression yet. Now, most professional traders don't trade here. They observe and prepare because there's low liquidity in the market. So as a beginner, you want to stay away from the Sydney opening market. Now, the second on our list is the Tokyo session, which is also the Asian session. And the time is at 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. GMT time. This is where structure starts forming, because at this time, two markets are open. And what to expect, or some of the characteristics, is low to moderate volatility, there's range bound movement, and cleaner and more technical setups. And some of the best pairs to trade are the USD JPY, the Euro against the Japanese yen. Just pairs that are paired with the Japanese yen pair are the best pairs to trade. And what happens here is that price consolidates, support and resistance form. Price is always in a range in this market. The Asian range is created. So this is best for like support and resistance traders. And this range often gets broken during the London session. So one of the pro tips is to mark the Asian high and low, because that is where liquidity sits, and liquidity is simply money in the market. And then the London session, which is the third on our list, is where the market really comes alive. And what to expect? It runs from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. GMT time. And what to expect is high volatility, strong trends start forming. You start seeing higher highs and higher lows in the market, explosive breakouts, And some of the best pairs to trade in this market is the Euro USD pair, the GBP USD pair, the Euro GBP. These are some of the best pairs to trade. And what happens here is that institutional traders enter the market. Asian range gets broken. If you don't know what institutional traders are, watch our videos on different types of traders so you can understand what institution traders are. Trend begins or reverse sharply. London is where smart money makes it most. So if you want clean setups and real momentum, this is a session for you. Now, moving on to the last but not the least on our list is the New York session, and it runs from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT time. Now, this session overlaps with London, and that's where things get explosive and really interesting. Some of the characteristics is that there is high volatility at the open, there's news-driven moves, and it slows down towards close because this is a time where the two biggest financial pillars in the world are open at the same time. So there's an overlap of the New York and the London session. Now, some of the best pairs to trade are the euro dollar, the Great Britain pound against the dollar, the USD against the Canadian dollar. And what happens here is that there is continuation of London trend, there is or maybe complete reversals, and there's major economic news releases like NFP, there's CPI, there's FOMC. This news brings a lot of volatility and spikes and movement in the market, and it is not advisable for beginner traders to trade the news because it can clear your account in a twinkle of an eye. Now, moving on to session overlaps, which is where money is made. Now, this is where professionals focus, the big boys in the market, the institutional traders, the banks, the hedge funds. This is where they focus. When you see Sydney and Tokyo overlap, there's low volatility, there's minor setup. Then the London and New York overlap is the most important time, and it is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. GMT. So you see that this time the two biggest markets are open at the same time. There is a lot of funds and money moving in the form of liquidity. Now, let's talk about why this matters, because it is the highest liquidity in the market. I told that liquidity simply means money. It has the strongest strength, and it is the institutional activity peak. This is also called the golden trading window. Let's talk about the best session for your style. If you watched our video again, I'm making reference to that video on the types of trader. Understanding your personality or what suits you as a trader determines how you trade. Now, the best session for your style, if you're a scalper, the London Open and the London-New York overlap is probably best for you because there's a lot of volume, there's liquidity, there's movement in the market. For day traders, the London session and also the early New York session, which is also around the same time as the scalpers, which is like 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. or like 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then for swing traders, they are less dependent on session because they focus more on structures and they leave their trade for days and all of that. And then for beginners, it is advised that you just stick to the London session, avoid quiet sessions. Okay. And some of the common mistakes that traders or even beginner traders make is that they trade all day because they think that more trade equal more money. But sometimes you see that the less you do, the better. Okay, less is more in trading. They ignore session behavior. They trade during low liquidity. They don't know the best time to trade. Every time is not a trading time. Just because the market is open 24 hours doesn't mean you should trade it for 24 hours. The chase moves too late. Sometimes they don't know when to enter the market, and once they see a price action, they just jump into it and they want to ride with the trend. And when there's a reversal, before you know it, the account is blown. And these mistakes alone can destroy your consistency or even discourage you from trading properly. Now, if you understand trading session, you can unlock an edge that most traders could only dream of getting to. Thank you so much, guys. We've gotten to the end of this video. If you learned something from this video, do well to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Thank you guys so much.